I want to make a real quick video to help explain flat files. So often a flat file is just like a spreadsheet. So I have a couple samples here. Both of these are actually made from the same data. So the one on the left is called grades.csv, and the CSV stands for comma separated values. And we're learning how to read and write files right now in C#. Eventually we'll learn how to read and write a CSV file. So let me show you what's in a CSV file. Before I open this, notice it wants to open with Microsoft Excel. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say, oh, edit it with Notepad++. Okay, so here is my CSV file. And as you can see, in this case, this is called grades. It's supposed to be a table full of test grades, from a grade book or something. But it could be words too, it could be rows and columns of data with maybe first names, last names, telephone numbers, whatever. But when it saves them, it takes each value of each row, separates it with a comma. That's why it's called comma separated values, a CSV file. Okay. And then at the end of each row, it goes to the next line and stores that row. So we could read these in. We could do a read line and read this data into one variable. We could split it based on the commas into 5 separate variables or process it somehow, whatever we want to do. Okay, so that's a comma separated value file, a CSV file. It's just a type of flat file. You can the easiest way to make it is to make it. I'm going to double click this time and open it in Excel. This is the same file. When you open it in Excel, it's a one single sheet. So if you've used Excel much, you can do multiple sheets. A CSV file can only have one sheet. And notice it tells you there's possible data loss. If I try to save it as a CSV file, I might lose data. Maybe I have 2 or 3 sheets in here. It's only going to save one of my sheets as a CSV file. So CSV files are limited, but they're a good way to transfer and save data, especially if it's tabular, meaning it's in rows and columns. Okay. So we can go ahead, we could save this. Let me show you how to make one. So I'm going to open the same grades file. This time, you can see it's got .xlsx on it, which means it's a regular Excel file. Notice I don't have any warnings about possible data loss. Let me go, I'm going to make another sheet, and this one, I'm just going to store rows of names. John Doe, first names and last names, right? Okay. Now I'm going to go save my file. Okay, and I just saved my file as an XLS spreadsheet, right? I got my sheet with grades here, and I'm actually going to, let's rename this sheet to, I got names and grades here on 2 different sheets. I'm going to go up here now to File, Save As, and you'll notice when you go to Save As, there's lots of different file types you can save. So let's save this as a CSV file, CSV, comma, delimited. Okay, so delimited, a delimiter is a character that we stick between pieces of data. In this case, a comma is the delimiter. So sometimes you'll hear this called a comma delimited file. So we'll say this is a CSV file. So I pick CSV here instead of XLS. I'm going to hit save, and it's going to try, I'm going to call this new grades because I already have one called grades on my desktop. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. And immediately it tells me the selected data type does not support workbooks that contain multiple sheets. To save only the active sheet, click OK. All right, so it's only going to save my active sheet grades because I can't have multiple sheets in a CSV file like I can in an Excel file. And then immediately I start, hey, if you keep saving this to CSV, you might lose the data, like all that stuff I have on the second page. If I go over here and look at, there's my new grades.csv file that I just made. Open it in Notepad++, and you'll see it's got the same data, comma separated values.